So use case number 9. If an account with industry agriculture and type apparel is updated and ownership is set to private, do not allow user to set this ownership. Right? A lot of keywords here, we'll break it down and we'll try to solve this. So again, one more scenario of not allowing user to set a field or something, right? So which means we have to throw some sort of errors, right? Now the first question, what object is the trigger on? It would be on the account object. We are trying to modify account object and we are trying to throw the error on the account field, right? Now, what is the event where you want to throw the error? So it says that if the industry is agriculture and the type is apparel and the account is updated, and when it is being updated, the ownership is set to private, don't let them do it. So that means you have to work on the update event, and now you are throwing error. So before or after, I think you already know this should be before update, right? Now let's go to developer console. Let's open the account trigger. I don't have an account trigger, so I'll just go ahead and create one, right? So new Apex trigger, account trigger. This would be on the account object, say save, and this should be on the before update context, right? I'll say if trigger dot is before. I hope you are already used to the syntax now. And this update, I'll say account trigger handler dot handle before update activities. Cool. Now what do I send? I send the trigger dot new variable for now. We'll see if we need the old information. Okay, we'll see. For now, just let's send the trigger dot new. And I need to create the handler file because this also does not exist. So I'll say new Apex class handler. Okay. I'll take the method name and I'll say handle before update activities. And this will accept list of account, right? The new information. Cool. Let's save this and then save our trigger. Okay, so the framework is set up. Now we need to do the actual use case. So let's take a look at the use case. So it says if an account with industry agriculture and type apparel is updated, right? So let's put a check for these two fields first of all. Let's go in and let's say for each account record that comes in the new records, if account records industry is, what is the value? It's agriculture. So if the account industry is agriculture and what is the other field? The type is set to apparel. So these two things are your prerequisites, right? If these two things satisfy the criteria, only then we want to go ahead and check things, right? What's the error that's showing here? Problems, no errors, right? Cool. Now I think there is some error. Let's click on the save button one more time. Yeah, it saved up fine. So now we have been successfully able to do this, right? If an account with industry, agriculture and type apparel is updated and as part of the update, the ownership is set to private, right? Now we know that the record is being updated. That's why it will reach here because we are on the before update scenario. So we are clear that it is getting updated, but we need to figure out whether the ownership is being set to private or not. Right? Now the ownership could have been public, could have been something else, and then it is being set to private. So how do I figure that out? So on use case number 7, we talked about why we need the new map or the old map so that we can compare new values and old values, right? So what I'll do is I'll bring in my trigger.old map so that I have a map with my old values. Okay, now let's see how I make use of that. So this will not save because I have to take into consideration the second parameter. So I'll say map of ID comma S object. What is the object in concern? It is the account object. I'll say old map records, or let's just say old map. Okay, save. So let's save the handler file and then let's save the trigger. This should accept it now. Cool. Now I'm fetching new records and the old map. This contains the new information of the record that's in the picture right now, and this contains the map, the key value pair of the same records but the older version of the information. Okay, now take a look at this line. Can I do something like if old map dot get account record dot id? What would this do? This would give me the account record that's currently in picture, right? If this old map.get account record.id will give me the current account record, and I want to check if the ownership field is not equal to the ownership field that I have gotten from the new record. Read it again. If old map.get account record.id.ownership, what is this giving me? This is giving me the record, the older version of the record from the old map for the current record that is in concern. And it is trying to pull in the ownership field from that old record. And it's trying to say, is this value different from what I am getting currently on the account record? If this evaluates to true, let's say the ownership is modified, this will evaluate to true. And that's when we want to say you are not allowed to do it. Did that make sense? Take a look one more time. If old map.get, see, get is a method for a map, right? That helps you put a key value and then retrieve the value. So this is your key, right? See, the map is of type id comma account. So you would have the record id and the entire account object, right? So you say old map.get, and when you say get, you need to pass the key. What is the key here? It should be the record id of the account. So I'm saying current account record in concern.id. Okay, so I'm telling the system, fetch me the older version of the account record and give me the ownership field. Now, if previously the ownership was public and now it has changed to private, let's say this is the understanding. So new records will hold ownership as private and old map will contain the value public, right? And this will finally then evaluate to true because public is not equal to private. Correct? And then it will evaluate true and we'll say you're not allowed to make this change because our use case says that if the industry is agriculture and the type is apparel and someone wants to modify the ownership, they should not be able to do it, right? So I'll use my add error method. What will I say? I'll say ownership cannot be modified, right? Now, how do I use the add error? I have to use the context variable that is of type S object. So I'll use the account record variable that I have here. I'll say save. Let's see if this saves up fine or not. This saved up fine. Okay, let's go to an account record now and let's test it out. Okay, I'll say new. I'll create test account new, and this is an insert scenario. Okay, I'll say type is equal to, we don't have a apparel type, I believe. So the type should not be apparel. The type should be something from this, right? So that type should be prospect. Let's put the type as prospect. Okay. So now I'll say, let me choose the type as prospect, the industry as agriculture, and let's choose the ownership as private. Okay. And if I try to save this, will this save fine? Yes, it will, because this is the insert scenario. Where have we made our changes? We have made our changes to the update scenario. So now let's go ahead and say ownership equal to public. What do you think the error will come now? Let's say save. It's throwing the error. It's saying that if the type is prospect and the industry is agriculture, and if you're changing the ownership cannot be modified. But now let's see if this was our use case. Our use case says if an account with industry, agriculture and type prospect is updated and the ownership is set to private. Right now, did we try to set the ownership to private? No, we tried to set it to public. It should let you do that, right? So it should not let you set it as private. That's the question. So there's some issue with our code. Let's figure out what is that. Now, if you take a look at this particular if clause, it's fine, works as is. If the industry is agriculture and type is prospect, only then come inside this particular loop, right? And now what are we trying to do here? We are just trying to compare whether the value of ownership has changed or is updated. That's all we have done. That's all what we have done. But we want to do two things. Check if value of ownership was updated, and if it was updated, is the new value private, or are they trying to set the new value as private? That is what we need to check. So we did the first part, but did we check this part? We did not. So we checked the first part saying if the old map value is not equal to new map value for ownership, now we'll say and the new map value, or rather the new value on the account record for ownership is equal to private, and this should do it. Make sense? Why did I add this check? Because we are trying to figure out if the ownership is being set to private. We did not check that only, right? Now let's go back and now let's try to say, now let's move it to public and let's try to say save. Will it save? It should save. It's saved. But now if I say from public to private, it should not let me do that because the industry and type fields are the ones that we need on the use case. See, it's now throwing an error. Cool. So where would you add errors or where would you throw errors? You would throw them on the before insert or the before update scenario. Why not after? Because why after? Once the record is saved to the database, why would you want to throw the error after that? And you won't be able to do that as well. You'll have to do that before. Okay. How do you check if the field value has changed? You compare the new map and the old map, or the trigger.new with the old map record, right? And if you have to check a specific value, you add a check for that specific value and then add the error. What method do we use? We use the simple plain add error method. We put the message string in there that we want to display, and what is the variable it uses? It uses the variable of type sObject, and in this case, or in any case, it would use the variable of type sObject. So in this case, it was account record. This is that account variable. So that was our use case number 9. Let's move on to the next use case.